We're here at the tipping room floor at the Organics Treatment Facility, CCI's facility in Toronto, and the odor is really overwhelming. And you just get a sense of how important odor management is. Later on we're going to be looking at the biofilter, how this odor is dealt with, and how this facility operates with just really what is, one complaint a year during its operation. It's pretty amazing. Anyway, I got to get out of here.
This facility can process about 40,000 tons per year of the City of Toronto green bin waste. To put that in perspective, that's the equivalent of about 160,000 homes of the 510,000 single-family homes that are implemented with the green bin program in the city. So the waste gets dropped at the tip floor and then it gets loaded onto an enclosed conveyor. We can enclose the conveyors to manage odors. And you can see in here now that the waste is being loaded into the pulper. So after the pulper's gone through its routine, we pump off the organic pulp here in this component. And at the same time, we're also removing the heavy fraction, the glass, the household batteries, through this sieve trap system here. This pulp then goes over to a degritting system to remove the fine grit before it's sent to the digester. So once that pulp has spent its time in the digester, typically from 14 to 21 days, it's then removed and it's sent to these dewatering presses where the liquids are squeezed from it to create a solid. So once the digestate out of the digester has been put through those presses to dewater it, the liquids are treated and returned to the sewer, and the solids end up in this trailer here to be taken to make a final compost product. So our company developed 2 facilities here in Ontario. We're here at one today, the City of Toronto Dufferin Organics processing facility. And within this facility, there is a process implemented called the BTA process. That's the technology that our company has the rights for here in North America. And there's 2 major components to the process. In the building here, what you'll see is the first step, which is wet pretreatment. So when the city collects all of our green bin waste, it's delivered with a truck into that facility, and that's where the contaminants are removed and where the remaining organic fraction is pulped and created into a slurry. That slurry is then pumped off and put into this tank. This is actually the digester, as we'd mentioned earlier, works like our bodies and digesting our food. Within that tank, the organics are broken down into those 3 components: solids, liquids, and gases. The gas, as you can see, is captured and it's immediately available to create renewable energy. And that can take multiple forms. That could be cogening the gas that's created to create heat and electricity. That gas can also be used to create a high-grade natural gas that can actually be put in the pipelines. The other alternative is to also take that gas and make a liquid fuel. In the case of City of Toronto, the potential to power the municipal vehicle fleet using the waste from the curbs that we all put out. Several challenges when it comes to the diversion and processing of organics from a municipal waste stream. The fact that it's highly liquid requires different processing methods, and the fact that there will be inert contamination in the waste stream, irrespective of how well we do it at the curb and in our homes. Those are contaminants that will still need to be managed. You can see a meat wrapping, you can see a can, a household battery. So it's very important to remove those contaminants. In our case, we do that up front so that we can maintain the downstream product quality in both biogas and the solids, which are typically turned into a compost product.
The entire facility is automated, and we're here with Mac in the control room. Mac, just take us through again, what are we looking at here on these screens?
Basically on the 2 screens here, the one on the left is an online trending package of all the measurements of the pulper operation itself. So I can compare what happened on a load, say at 12 o'clock yesterday, to a load that happened at 2 o'clock yesterday. Right now we're producing approximately 900 cubic meters of methane gas per hour.
With the limited amount of landfill that we have left in the province of Ontario, there's been a number of steps taken to divert our waste from landfill and also maximize the value within that waste stream. Organics here, this being the only one plant in North America. However, in 2006, Ontario Hydro came out with the standard offer for electricity, for green renewable electricity. This facility does qualify, And in the not too distant future, you're going to see a cogenerator taking the heat off that flame, turning a turbine and creating electricity. You know, and the amazing thing is if any of you guys have been around a dump or a landfill site, what really smells in the landfill is organics. I mean, it's the food waste that creates that pungent odor, which we know is the smell of the dump. And amazingly here at this facility, with all the amounts of organics that we've seen coming and going from here, it doesn't smell. And again, right, we're all skeptics. This has been going on in Europe for a long time. They've been able to sort of hone down and work out some of the bugs. Randy, why doesn't it smell here?
Again, it's really because of the nature of anaerobic digestion. As you can see, this tank is where all the biology occurs. It's enclosed. If you think about your backyard composting, that's different. And if you don't go out and turn it, it's going to create odors, and you have to put oxygen in that. Now, this is an oxygenless world. It's all enclosed, it's in tanks. The odors can't escape.
As we spoke about odors, organics, it's a stinky business. And this biofilter here, as simple as it is so effective. It's quite literally a pile of wood chips that the air just filters itself through before it comes out into the atmosphere. And quite honestly, the organisms in that pile of wood chips are what devour the odor. It's really quite an amazing process, and you have to tip your hat to the Germans who came up with the BTA technology. There's quite literally well over 1,000 of these functioning in Europe right now. So North America, we've got our first one right here in the city of Toronto. Kudos to the city of Toronto, but other municipalities, let's get with it. Let's see these things all across the country. Zero waste doesn't come easily. Stay tuned, we're going to be right back with Kevin Matthews, the CEO of CCI, and he's going to take us through the ins and the outs of organics and some of the difficulties he's encountered with his business over the last number of years. Stay tuned, this is Going Green for Green.